Ah, yes. Hello, my friends. So I am back home. My time in New York has come to a close just in time because apparently some election mandates went out. Which is stupid. But certain mandates went out in New York, so I got out just in time. Of course, if my state does it, it's just gonna be so stupid too. Anyway, got out just in time. But I am glad to be back home right now. It's a transitional period before I get back into work. Kind of basically cleaning and organizing and trying to get my family home in some order, mainly because there's, like I said, there's some things going on at home, and so right now I'm trying to get things in order so that way when I start work, basically maintaining the order of the house becomes easier. It's easy and not a nightmare. So it's gonna be an interesting week, but a busy week because not only do I have to get stuff recorded for the channel, but I also have to play catch up again on Superman and Lois and Stargirl because I've fallen behind. And of course, I believe at the end of this week, Supergirl comes back. So I'm like, there's a lot going on right now. Like in terms of live action shows. But for the most part, only an episode behind on Hibiki Euphonium, which is our Anime Thursday anime. So even though these episodes are late in terms of what time they're being posted in the day, I am trying to Hibiki Euphonium will not be. Anyway, I kind of like posting them in the afternoon. I think it's been really working for me for the most part. For some of you who aren't on Eastern Standard Time, you don't really care when they get posted, but I'm just trying to post them consistently and at a time that kind of maximizes attention for them, just so I can like ride the wave of the YouTube algorithm. Speaking of algorithms, please comment and subscribe and share. Liking really does help actually. But due to certain videos getting hugely disliked, not on my channel, but other channels, they've kind of pulled those out a little bit in terms of the YouTube algorithm. Though I think some part of it does add to that, like the liking part. So do like indeed if you truly enjoy it. But what really does help the YouTube algorithm is not only me being consistent in my posting, but also you guys commenting and sharing and subscribing. Those are really, really helpful. Obviously, if you're already subscribed, there's not much you can do. You can ring the notification bell, but you don't really have to. I mean, it's really helpful for me, but I'm sure some of you probably don't watch all of my videos, so it's okay if you only want to do like kind of half ring the bell. But if you could ring the bell, I'd be really appreciative. But yeah, definitely comments do super duper help with the YouTube algorithm. It's nice. Well, for me anyway, it's a pain in the butt for some people. But anyway, besides the point. The point is we're about to dive into episode 6 of My Hero Academia. We're getting some wonderful indulging into Class B. I'm very excited. I mean, I have been. I've really enjoyed getting a break from kind of Class A always being not shoved down our throats, but they are kind of. Deku is the main. Deku is in, Class A, so it makes sense we're going to focus really heavily on Class A. But it is nice to pull back on that and say, like, hey, well, Class A has been going through this. Plus what Class B's been up to. So it's nice not only with this storyline, but also with the licensing storyline. We gotta focus on other schools and students, and a reminder that, yes, Deku is going to be following in the footsteps, so to speak, of All Might, in terms that he inherited All for One. I always get those mixed up. But there are also a ton of amazing, amazing heroes out there who could give Deku a run for his money in terms of being the #1 hero. So, when the time comes. So, there's a lot of amazing people. Even the worst personality-wise in Class A, I'm sure, and even Class B, probably have a lot to offer as heroes. They may be obnoxious as people, but they are on the same road, striving for the same goal as everybody else. So it is really cool to kind of step back and say, like, okay, here's Class A, but here's what everything else is going on. Not only in other academies that are, normal schools where there's a hero track, but at the same time also focusing on Class B. And this is Class 1B. We touched on the big three for Class 3, but there's still Class 2. I don't know if we've met any of Class 2 whatsoever. There's also the rest of Class 3, 3A and 3B, I'm assuming. So there's tons and tons of kids in that school who are going to become heroes, who've gotten their license and are going to be heroes when they graduate. The same thing with, yes, Hatsume is amazing in terms of hero support, but there's also people out there who are probably just as brilliant as Hatsume is. She just happens to be that brilliant person at the school at the time. I think she's Class 1 too. Yeah, she is. She's Class 1. So it is nice to pull back from Class 1A and say, like, hey, here's a bunch of other people who are also going to be amazing heroes someday, who are also there to fight the good fight. So yes, we've reached the point where it used to be, and I mentioned this and I'll end it here, it used to be that earlier in the seasons when something insane was going on, when All Might showed up, I was like, okay, things are made good now. But there was a moment in the series with storyline 4A when Deku showed up, and I was like, okay, Deku's there, everything's gonna be okay. Which I wasn't expecting, but we're also getting a reminder that there are other amazing heroes out there doing amazing things. So it doesn't all fall on Deku's shoulder. Maybe when it comes to One for All, that's kind of Deku's fight, but he doesn't have to do it alone. He has so many heroes who can be there, who are currently heroes and who will be heroes at his side. So it's okay. It's gonna be okay. And it's nice to be reminded of, like, here's a bunch of other people. Also, this storyline is amazing because it just shows how creative the author of My Hero Academia is in very incredibly unique quirks. Even if there's some crossover, it's not much. And what some might consider the stupidest quirks ever, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. How could you, like, be a hero with that? You get to see, like, oh, that's how you get to be a hero. And of course, we get to see not only how strong they are as individuals, but how even stronger they are as a team, which is cool. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. If you're new to the channel, hi. It's follow along on YouTube. There's no sound, unfortunately image. I don't know why I whisper that. Keeps copyright monsters mostly at bay. There's a version below. You can click on that. But if for some reason, it's free, but if for some reason you can't get it in your country, there's a follow along countdown timer. You can't miss it. I do pause at the halfway point if I need to. Yeah, and my camera went out of focus sometime there. It's what's irritating is that it's slightly out of focus. Not really out of focus, just slightly out of focus. So definitely going to be experimenting with lighting, with basically experimenting with lighting. We're gonna actually do that. I might have to succumb and get a vanity light just to make things consistent and easier. So we'll see how that plays out, and then maybe playing with some filters. Even though I have a solid background, I guess because I'm a farther distance away from the camera, it's having a harder time. So I guess it's a camera that's meant to be, well, much closer to me. And then, of course, I think when I plugged into my desktop that my microphone issue is done. So I listened to it earlier before when I recorded Mob Psycho 100, which is also a series I react to. Go check it out. It sounded normal, and I wasn't on mono for the out point, so it sounded equal in both ears. But please let me know if it's not equal in both ears. Let me know, okay? That way I can get it fixed. I really appreciate it, because I want, every improvement I try to do is not just a vanity thing. It's so that way I have better content for you guys. That's the point of all this. Anyway, without further ado, countdown timer. You really can't miss it. Let's dive in. It's always loud. So something I have noticed is that some of these episodes, maybe in an effort to kind of stretch out this footage, is that we're getting more footage than usual of like previously episodes. To the point where I was a little confused last time. I was like, wait, no, I've seen this episode. I am excited for the Shinso Deku rematch because I wanted to see not only how Shinso learns from his mistakes from that episode, not from him going in the first time, but also from watching others. Also, it was nice to focus a little bit on Tokiyami and see like how much he's grown as well. Yeah, this is a lot of footage of the previous episode. So this must be a really short section they're just dragging on, which I'm not a big fan of, which maybe that's why people weren't a big fan of this season or this first half of the season, because of that. Like, it's okay to have a little bit, but this is a bit much. And I'm also got camera stuff. This is a nice intro, but my favorite is still Make My Story. It still gets my blood pumping. So I don't know if my camera's having a hard time focusing on me, or if it's my eyes, or if my desktop monitor is just not that great. But I also recently watched a video that talks about like how to like do a reacting thumbnail. So my hope is to improve my thumbnails a little bit, because I think they're just a little too busy and a little obnoxious. So I kind of want them to be a little less busy, and clear, and just like worth clicking on, you know? It is really cool, again, to see the whole class. They've grown so much, and I really love it. But we did kind of establish pretty early on that this first half of the season, we're going to focus on Class A versus Class B, but also with what's going on with All for One, and how it plays with, like, the big, grand, good versus evil scheme going on. Oh, right, and this is where we left off. And we're still using previous footage. Didn't see this part coming with the mushrooms. Also, that can't be comfortable having mushrooms pop on your skin. Kenta is like her goal. Like, she's really smart too. And she's a class rep too. That is really cool. Foresight. Kendo versus Momo. I'm really here for this. I really, really adore them. You can see my silhouette. So bad. Yo! Everywhere. And it doesn't matter, light and dark. Fungi are covering the ground. Class B. Wow, nice variety too. Oh, and she also knows her mushroom. Yeah, that girl is like... Shimaji. Korkma. Alright, spores from her body. I knew it. So last episode she was spreading water to improve her quirk. A little bit. In 2 to 3 hours. Okay, that's nice. And that's why they're not coming off too. Dang. Yeah, it is a little creepy. It is a little gross and creepy. Kind of Attack of the Triffids level. Oh, oh my gosh. He's hiding in a black mushroom. I love that. Oh, my light just came off. Ah! Dang, wasn't expecting that. Sorry. Didn't really want to pause. She's just saying stuff we already know. She's playing on their stuff. That's right. And here comes the problem with what happens when you know the hero's quirk really well. That's really cool. This is really cool. Oh, she can't knock them off. A little distracted, honey. Looks like they come off the screen with no problem, which is nice. Oh, is that other guy? Did he just form words out of stone? He's speaking onomatopoeia? Comic. An onomatopoeia. Dang! Yo, that's cool. He's boxing them in with words. Oh, when they go Yamama. It's really cute. Dang. He's using his dance words to grow the mushrooms and multiply them. And then the air blows the dampness. Y'all are getting your butt kicks by words of mushrooms. That is amazing. They're attacking the waves. There's really... area attacks, that's what it's called. Overseas. So he is using onomatopoeias, but he's using the Japanese words for them. I feel like that was like a kind of a fourth wall commentary. That was the cope. Kendo wants a face 101, isn't she? Yes! Oh! Dang! That's insane. That's right. Yamamo's... she's not super duper strong like Kendo was. Tungsten shield. That's a kick butt. Girl's smart and she has super strong, powerful quirk. Do you know both hands, right? Yes, she can. We've seen that. More tungsten. Dang. Which means, Momo, my girl. Yeah. Yeah, she has a problem with thinking quickly, but maybe we'll see how she's changed. So it's interesting. She's smart like Momo. She's a quick thinker, a little bit like Deco. I love how supportive he is of Momo. I was thinking about this moment too. I love that. Oh, and they're filling this episode up with like flashbacks. Yeah, this is definitely kind of a budget-saving arc this season. Using old footage and stuff. Really stretching out the storyline. And then Kendo also has that strength too. So she's kind of a tour de force. But now we get to see how Momo's grown too. Within her expectations. I love how supportive he is of her. It's so nice to see. That time. Dang! Takes time to create something big. Buying her time. My baby girl! Of course she likes reading. My girl. So, what I kind of like... Okay, so again, her quirk is creation. So she can create any non-living thing from her body. So, she's not limited to organic material. Now, I would assume that because she is an organic creature, she's carbon-based, that she could only create carbon-based things. But I think we've seen her create inorganic material too. So, she can't create a living thing, but she can create organic and inorganic stuff from the lipids in her body, which is cool. She likes reading. Tall girl. For sure, we've established that. This is why Momo's my favorite. She's so sweet. She's so adorable. But she's like so smart, and it's just, I don't know. She's really cool. She is one of my favorites. She's my girl. But I am really impressed with, oh gosh, a lot of focus. Always like that. Yeah, no, she's my girl. She's amazing. Kenda did a really good job though. She did. But Momo has learned to think on her feet a little faster and not second guess herself. And that's been really important. And through the help and the support of her fellow classmates, she's grown more confident in her abilities and her decision-making skills. We saw that obviously with Todoroki Shoto, and then if I remember correctly, the licensing exam followed after that, yes, which we saw her do a lot of excellent thinking on her feet during the licensing exam. It's amazing. It's really cool. She's grown so much. She's still such a sweetheart. But there's definitely a humility to her that allows her to grow. Because if you get too confident, there's no humility to you. You'll stop growing. You'll stop pursuing. You'll stop creating new goals for yourself. You'll stop growing. And what's very good for all of them, even though we saw last episode, the episode before, Kaminari did kind of got a little too confident in his abilities. So Aizawa had to knock him down on a couple steps, just so he can stop and think, because they're all just teenagers. They all will grow more physically. So I mean, Momo's going through puberty, so who knows what she'll be able to create once she finishes going through puberty. But she's also, anyway, they all have room to grow. That's all I gotta say. Pressing play now. Kendo likes motorcycles and black coffee. What kind of girl is she? Motorcycles and black coffee. That like works for her, but I was like, what? Nah, my dogs are barking. Oh, there he is. Dang. Got separated, buddy. Yo, he's got like fix that name. That is such a wordy name. Even her irises are mushrooms. Fungi. Oh! Bounce the boom. So he bounced the boom off of the bounce. Uh-oh. Better drink some water, buddy boy. Not being talking too much. That's uncomfortable. That really looks uncomfortable. Keep your hands in a respectful place, buddy. Mushroom. Why is he always a damsel in distress? It's so cool. What'd she do? Move. Oh, I love that transition there. She likes cannons. She's getting closer. Now she's really far away. Unless she, like, bounced back. That was a weird moment there. It's a cannon. Ah. Ooh. I was gonna say, what kind of cannon was it? Ooh, that blowback kind of knocked her, hurt her a little bit. What did she create there? Oh, honey, baby, you're covered in them. Lucky bag. she even labeled it. Oh. Can she see through her mushrooms? Oh my gosh, I was right. I was thinking in my head, is he have a crush on her? Of course, dark and light. How could he not? Shrimp? What? Ooh. Ooh, what is she? Thermal goggles. That's what she made for him. He should keep those with him then. He should make that part of his, cool. She make that part of it, like a grab bag, yeah. Make it part of, anyway, she should make it part of his, oh cool. So the, yeah, for sure. Anyway, he should make it part of his uniform. Finish the gosh darn sentence. Our girl. Thought of everything. Oh, she took her gloves and boots off. Did she like wind it up before smacking him? Yo, Hadokuri's like been working out. Oh my gosh, she gets specs on them too? Momo outdid herself with this one. Yeah, no, keep those, boy. Speak and create a lot of force. Dang. Because even with speed, you can create a lot of force, too. He trapped him in his cloak. Okay, Scott, you're squishing the mushroom. Turn the tables. Ooh, what did she put in his throat? She is scared. Now we know why he likes her. Oh, my lighting. This is kind of awful. Uh-oh. She is scary. Are you? Oh, Kendo got her. Oh. She got out of Momo's trap? Yo, she's got a tight squeeze on her. Oh, dang. She knocked herself out. That's our girl Momo. So Class B won this one. I kind of was hoping they would. It'd be cool. Class A can't save everything. Dude, you're getting your butt kicked by an invisible girl. Dark Shadow. Mushroom Girl turned the tables on them. Back. I like how their support is. She will. She is. She's amazing. Tokiyami like brought this fight, and girl's thinking ahead, thinking on her feet. Yeah. Oh, that was a really nice transition. Really, really nice. Momo, like, dang, that was something. Sorry, y'all. He's flat as oh, come on, that was not biased, but he's so proud of them. Oh, I kind of want a little bit of like some after fight moments with like Momo and Kendo talking. I hope we get a next episode. Which I guess we'll be watching. I've noticed I kind of was doing like 2 episodes at a time, but I sort of noticed that I'm going to assume the next 2 episodes are kind of back to backish a little bit as well. So I might just do 1 episode this week. I think I'm going to do that 1 episode this week, and then we're gonna do 2 episodes next week. Just so I just want to like I want them to make sense with each other. So since we're bringing the end of this arc, and I'm going to assume the next 2 episodes go well together, then I'm going to... I'm just gonna... Yeah, we're gonna do that instead. So 1 episode this week. Sorry, guys. And then we'll do 2 episodes next week. We'll be back on the 2-episode schedule, just so I can play a little bit, catch up quicker. But I just want the episodes to be paired together pretty sensibly. And yeah, for sure. Anyway, that was good. We'll talk about the review in a minute. Oh, I guess we'll have to see if there's any after credit scenes. Whose birthday is it? Is it All Might's? Here's a preview. Okay, so we're getting to the next battle. So yeah, next week we'll do episodes back to back again. It'll be interesting. With Class A winning the first round, Class B winning the second one, we can't assume it's going to go back and forth like that. So we really don't know what they can really, really do. Okay, I do apologize for this kind of washed out look to it. I'm trying not to do that, but I just look so washed out. So I think there's a big lighting issue here. I think I'm missing some lighting on my face, and that's the problem. But my light is so powerful, the ones that I have now, I don't like that, that I would just be really washed out. So we're going to have to play with it from there. So I guess my biggest concern is now that I'm recording episodes at the same time as I'm watching, yes, editing process goes down. What episode am I on? Yeah, but my other concern, of course, is that it's will screw with the episode footage. But it hasn't so far, which is great. Anyway, this episode was really fun. I'm so proud of Momo. She's grown so much, but they did get beat, and they got beat by the Mushroom Girl. She really kind of surprised them because they were kind of winning there for a bit. And then she pulled a fast one on them, a more poisonous mushroom, in order to stop them. So now I'm also beginning to realize why our Shadow Boy has a crush on her, because she's not just like cute, but she's like scary, and a guy like him would totally like her. So that kind of makes sense. I was like, oh, she's kind of she's cute, scary. So, which kind of actually really, really works, since I guess in Japanese, cute and scary kind of sound similar if you mispronounce them wrong. So I think that really works well for this. It's great. But I am super, super proud of Momo. She has grown so much. But of course, again, we're so focused on Deku and the others that we've kind of pulled away from them. So it's good to kind of lean into the other Class A to kind of see how much they've grown. Tokiyama has grown in leaps and bounds, especially being, I guess, inspired by the lack of leadership from Hawks. He's grown a lot, and he's worked on having a more congenial, yes, relationship with Dark Shadow, and also just the kind of moves that he has not only has his better relationship with Dark Shadow being able to go farther away from him, being able to handle him more in really bright sunlight, but also just the things that he can do with Dark Shadow. And I'm sure, again, there's more growth, because it was really cool to see, and I mentioned this episode, is that these kids, they haven't finished going through puberty yet with. And so human beings, we don't really hit our physical peak until our 30s. But we really start to really be able to grow by leaps and bounds in our 20s. That's why most athletes, like the best athletes, are in their 20s, and some of them are in their 30s, because your body's really hitting a really cool, really amazing part. So, I mean, this is what they can do before they hit puberty. Who knows what Momo's going to be able to create when she gets post-puberty. It's going to be crazy. Maybe, like, she'll be able to create things quicker, but maybe even bigger things. That girl, though, that was crazy. So she connected herself to her cannon, shot out these, I guess it almost looked like some sort of wire or rope around Kendo. So Kendo was forced to knock her out, and kind of, I guess with the power of her hands, be able to... The fact that she can drag Momo and the cannon, even with the power of her quirk, is really impressive. Shows how also physically strong Kendo is. Kendo is kind of a girl of complete package. She's pretty, she's smart, she's hardworking, she has great leadership skills. there's some other things as well that I was talking about. She's also a great hero because she also has a very physical, I guess physically forward, that's not the phrase I really want, quirk. So they're super duper amazing like that. I have rubber band between my fingers for any of you distracted. And the girl is kind of a complete package in a lot of ways. So it also, and she has a really nice personality. She's super likable, which makes sense she'd be student leadership. So she has some amazing qualities. Yes, Momo can be a great leader too, but Kendo can as well. So it'd be really cool actually if like those two ended up having like a hero business together. Even though their quirks are so different, I think they would work really well together. It'd be really cool to see if we ever get to see that. But they work really well together. Our Mushroom Girl was a surprise for us. The onomatopoeia guy was really cool too, actually. The comic guy, or I guess manga. He was really cool. His power was fascinating. But we also got to see their limitations. With his throat going, he has to take care of his throat. It made me keep water and other stuff with him. So it would be cool next episode if we got a little bit of the aftermath of them chit-chatting about what they learned from this fight in particular. And, yeah, our shadow guy was pretty cool, but it's kind of funny how he squished him in his cloak. That was hilarious. That was very cute and funny. But our Mushroom Girl was the surprise, for sure. Ayama has got to, like, pull himself together because the dude's been nothing but a damsel in distress more often than not. I'm like, come on. He's gotta fix his name because Can't Stop Twinkling is way too wordy, and good on Tokiyami for yelling the whole thing. That was too much. too much. So he's gotta fix his name, and he's gotta stop being the damsel in distress. He's that way too much. He's just like, if anyone should step down from being a hero, it should be Ayama, because he's driving me up the wall. Anyway, this episode was really fun and enjoyable. Lighting issues aside, as usual, I don't know, again, if it's my desktop or if it's just because I think my camera's meant to be way closer to me than it really is. So even though this works out really well, I think I just need more lighting, oddly enough. I mean to invest in some vanity lighting, the little circle-y things, which I really didn't want to have to buy, but I might have to. So we'll play with that next time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Please share with your friends, share with your enemies, and I'll see you next time.